All right, welcome to my first product review. This is something that I didn't really plan to do through TDC, but some people were asking me, hey, what do you use for this in tech rescue? What do you use for that in firefighting? What bunker gloves do you like? All these different things. So today, the first review I'm going to do is of a technical rescue helmet. Met someone through MSA, they knew I was doing quite a bit of teaching and asked if I had a good helmet. I've used a lot of different ones over the years, everything from Bullard USRX to Cairns HP3s, such as this one here, to PMI Brigade and PMI Advantage. Here's the PMI Brigade helmet. Except now I was sent this. Again, it looks a little bit of a Euro type helmet, but it's the Cairns XR2. And this one, although I've only had it maybe 8 months or so, I really do want to talk about it because of its multi-function capabilities. Caveat with doing any kind of gear reviews, gear intros, or demos is you only have an opinion based on the knowledge and experience you have. You can review a product and say, you know what, I really like it for this, only to find out that it doesn't last. So this helmet is pretty new to me, but there's a lot of things that I really do appreciate about it. So today's going to be a quick video going over the XR2 helmet and some of the features. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And again, this is available through MSA or any MSA dealers. So without any further ado, the Cairns XR2. This helmet is extremely lightweight. My favorite helmet before this, maybe around the same time now, is the PMI Brigade, which is this red one I just held up a moment ago. It's a little bit heavier, it's pretty robust, but it's extremely expensive. You're talking $400 to $500 currently for that. The XR2 is a lighter weight helmet. It has a lot of comfort to it. It's extremely padded on the inside. You have a lot of adjustments as far as ride height, ride depth. But with this helmet, I do like the lightweight nature of it. If you can see on the front, I have really made it look awesome with my TDC stickers, but there's a reason there's two on here. I'm going to show you why that is in a moment, because we started out with this one, and then this is going to come out, and then I put one up top. But this helmet can work for rope, conspace, trench, EMS, extrication, a lot of different disciplines. It can even have added protection on the sides for ice and water rescue and even boat operations for side impact protection. So I have a couple of the accessories for the helmet. I really wanted to show some of those. But you can see the general nature of this is there's some modularity to the sides. There's this black panel on the front, and there's a black panel on the rear as well. If you look at the inside, extensive padding. And the ride height is easily adjusted with these little yellow clips that I can push and then sink it further down or let it come back out. In order to do some of these things that I'm going to do, I'm going to take the liner out of the helmet. Speaking of the liner, let me even this one out just a little bit, drop down the height. This rear section here is your occiput area of the helmet. We have the ratcheting adjustment just like a lot of other helmets, but in order to stow it, all you do is tilt it inside the helmet, and now it won't get deformed. If you can see, it kind of tilts down and in. It won't get deformed when you set it on a shelf and have that sitting there. So that's a nice little feature about it. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just sit back and start to take some of the guts out of the helmet and talk about the modularity of it. So I'm going to push on these yellow tabs, and I'm going to start to withdraw components. It really doesn't take too long, and the guts come right out. Okay, pretty simple. You can see the 3 yellow tabs that I was using. But now that I've done this, I can show you some of the really cool features of this helmet. If you look here, there's 2 black tabs. Okay, if I push in these 2 black tabs, takes a little bit of finesse, I can pop out that black cover. Now you see why I have one sticker there. I have a black cover that's missing. I can add in the light module, and there's 2 versions of the light module available. One is ATEX rated, The other one is not. So you have to know which ones you want or need. Put it in place, clip it in. My light is in place. I then run the cord through a channel in the helmet. And then on the rear of the helmet, you can see this section here, similar practice. Should be able to, just making sure I don't have a mistake here, 2 little tabs, pop that out, and I now have a rear open area on the helmet. I can grab my battery module, make sure that everything is where it needs to be, clipped into place. Life is good. This is the L2 XR light system. I'm just going to run that down through the helmet. And here you can see I have the 2 different components or plugs for the light component. So I'll connect them up, make sure everything is run through its channels. They do lock into place just with a simple twisting motion. Run everything down through its cord keepers. Alright, and then while I'm at it, I can add in eye protection. And there's a whole bunch of different ones available from the manufacturer. You can get the drop-in visor like this. You can get other ones that will be external. It just depends on what you need. So here, I'm going to put it in place, and I should be able to just clip them in. Alright, we're in place. I can push down on my iPro, retracts back into the helmet. Everything is nice and secure now. I have a helmet light, I have iPro, and I'm going to put my liner back in, suspension system and liner. You line this back up, get it in the clips. There's one on each side and there's one in the rear. Make sure you get everything where you need it. You might have to do a little finagling or work on it here a little bit to get everything lined up. If you get the sides in without lining up the rear, just retract the 2 sides, pull the rear back up, get it into its bracket, and then slide it into place, which can just take a little bit of finesse. Truly, I would put the one in the rear in first, as I just found out, and then put your sides in. Everything's locked into place now. And then to change your ride height, use the yellow clips and push the liner further into the helmet. And you can do the same thing on the rear, which drops it deeper in. At this point, I'm just going to give everything a nice tug on the points. The helmet can be donned. I have my visor protection here. Drops down. Can activate the light. And it has a few different modes, different brightnesses. And it has 2 different modules there as well. It's hard to see. And it uses standard AA batteries, which is very nice. 2 little thumb screws open up, and you can pull out your battery pack, which is easily accessed. It even slides in and out so you can get the last battery. Line everything back up, thumb screws to get it set. And we are good to go. So, really neat helmet from MSA Cairns. This is the XR2. I'm looking forward to possibly getting some more accessories for it, for the side impact protection, possibly for ice rescue training, or boat operations. Other visors can be purchased that fasten to the exterior. You can get hearing protection as well as communication systems for it. But it's a really nice setup. Lightweight, even with the lighting system, it's probably still around the weight of my PMI Brigade, with the light that I had to add onto that as well. But overall, extremely comfortable helmet. And feel free to ask any questions if you have any. And if you're nearby, let me know and you can always give it a try. All right, so one little quick wrap up is I wanted to show the bulletin from MSA on the helmet. It's definitely a marketing tool, but I did want to focus more on the features than some of their marketing. It is a very modular helmet. You can integrate a lot of different things into it, the lights, water rescue, ear protection. It is pretty easy to adjust a lot of the stuff with gloves on of various types, whether you are wearing structural or even just extrication gloves. It does meet NFPA standards and some of the EN standards. It does not meet the wildland firefighting standard for NFPA, but it does meet a lot of the technical rescue NFPA standards. Very easy to clean. You can take the guts out of it, scrub everything up pretty well. But there's a few different features I just wanted to kind of go through here. So there are two different beams that project from that front headlamp, depending on if you get that model, and there is an ATEX versus a standard out there. A rear light for buddy illumination from the rear. You can set it to, I think it's red, green, and blue. And there is an SOS mode to actually take the front light of the helmet and flash, and it'll go through SOS. The visor on the left of the screen, I showed already. I do have that accessory, as well as the non-ATEX light. The water rescue panels I'm working on acquiring for testing for an organization. Goggles I haven't had, but these are all different options of things that you can get. Integrated hearing protection is a nice option. It just depends on what your needs are. If you want to see the technical specs, go ahead and look it up online. There's a lot there. But an overview, there's tons of different colors. One big thing I wanted to mention is I have the non-vented version, which wouldn't be the most recommended version for things like water rescue. The vented version is acceptable for both uses, but the vented version allows water to drain out if you do use it in that water rescue capability. Gives more detail on the different things, how much they weigh, how much the sizes of things, what it's certified for. There's internal visors, there's goggles, there's a nape neck curtain for ember protection, but it is not rated for wildland firefighting. The Hearing Pro, the water rescue kit, which adds these side impact protectors for your ears. And this little caveat here, compliant on both non-motorized and motorized rescue craft, which is a benefit. And there's a lot more things that they're coming out with. Excuse me. As far as the ATEX rated lights, a full face shield, a mesh face shield for arborist type work, but it's a neat product that's out there, and this is just an accompanying document. If you have questions, again, post them up, shoot me a message on Messenger, email the firefightertdc.com email, or get in touch on Facebook. If you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot.